This program brought to you by Racing Victoria, Off the Track Thoroughbreds, Horseware Australia, TRM Equine Nutrition, Bates Saddles and Willinga Park.
Jump Off is showing a really interesting and entertaining way of a horse having a show jumping career after racing, but the Off the Track program and the retrainers can retrain horses for the whole range of pleasure and professional activities around equestrian, from anything from polo to three-day eventing to just simply hacking a horse out on the weekend. These thoroughbreds are a very diverse bunch of individuals and they can do many things.
Hi there, I'm Hamish McLaughlin and welcome to another episode of Jump Off. Over the course of this series, we've seen some of Australia's best show jumpers team up with leading racehorse trainers to retrain retired thoroughbreds into their second careers as show jumpers.
Absolutely, exactly what we've been looking for.
So the Jump Off final was filmed in front of a huge live audience at the beautiful Bonio Park.
Up next, ladies and gents, we've got Jamie Kermond, and give it up for Michelle Payne, part of the Michelle and Paddy Payne team.
Jamie Kermond and Patrick Payne's horse Reposo won the Jump Off and Jamie took home the $100,000 prize. Here's a reminder of how Jamie's Jump Off unfolded.
I was really happy with how both horses cope with the atmosphere and the conditions, to jump in them at night, which I haven't done before, under the lights and a big crowd, a lot of noise. I just thought both my horses were fantastic, and the jumps were really new and bright and they were fantastic. That's not much, the horses haven't seen that before, so yeah, I was really happy with how they went. Dave went out first in the Jump Off. He probably rode a safe clear, which he thought would be hard to beat, which it was. But I knew after seeing him go that there was quite a bit of time to be made up, and he jumped a really good round, but he also left the door open a little bit for us other guys coming behind him.
Not particularly fast, but very smooth.
Clear round, and that's definitely going to get us underway with this competition.
41.72. That's what you've got to do. First out, put the pressure on the other riders, because he's got some pretty handy riders to follow.
Yeah, and then the first of my two was easy, and he started off great. He done a nice turn, and then the second part of the Racing Victoria double, in the first round he found it a bit short. So in the second round I tried to help him out, and I don't know if I maybe pulled on the reins a bit hard or something, but I think he just had it down behind, which is unfortunate. And yeah, I was like, at that stage I put a lot of pressure back onto the other horse because I really want to win.
Time was fantastic, but 4 faults.
He went to try to get inside like Dave did to the Coprice fence, and so over part B, the double, he looked and turned his body, and so Easy didn't finish his jump behind.
Then I was out again on Roland, and he warmed up pretty good. I think I just went down to a small vertical and he wasn't concentrating and had it down, and then I left him at that to go out, and hopefully he was going to be on the job in the ring. And yeah, I knew that I had Peter McMahon coming after me, and he's a really fast rider, so I wanted to go out there and try and put a bit of pressure on Pete Cumming, and yeah, Reposo done a great job and left all the poles up for me, and we put a good time on the board.
And he's up over the last, and I would think we'll wait for the time, but I would think, looking at it, that's got to be the go to the lead. Well done.
40.17, a new leader.
I sort of put enough pressure on the horse, but I didn't take every risk possible. I wanted to, first of all, I was trying to leave all the jumps up, but I knew Pete was coming behind me. I needed to put a time on the board that would make him nervous and make him have to ride his best and whatever, and his horse was a bit younger than Reposo, and at the end of the day it sort of had a bit of luck and it worked out in my favour.
So Peter's going to have to...
Just got in a little bit deep to that double. So now he's going for absolute minor prize money. The horse just got a little confused over that vertical. He just got a little bit sort of behind himself there and ran out of room there and just tapped them down.
So this is how it stands. The final leaderboard of Jump Off, and Jamie Kermond on Reposo is our winner for Team Payne and Kermond. 40.17 quick time. The other clear round in the final came through David Cameron and Neutronic for Mick Price, but second only.
Oh, it was the day we nearly won 100 grand. You know, running second in a class is always hard, but when you run second and miss out on a chance of winning 100 grand. It's a little bit harder. But look, if anyone else was going to win it, I'd want a good mate Kermo to win it. You know, we were the groomsmen at each other's weddings. You know, we train together, and no, it's great that he had the win.
First out, you know, your whole job going out first in the jump off is to try to set a good pace, good clear pace, so that everyone else has to come and catch you and put a bit of pressure on them to make a mistake. And he did that, and Kerm went out and went just that little bit faster.
The rider is Jamie Kermond. The horse is Raposo. Jamie, a three-time Australian champion, the first ever champion here at Jump Off. He got 2 rides through to the final. The first was Peaceful Easy Feeling, 4 penalties, a quick time of 40.02. But Raposo was outstanding. And as a result, Team Payne, Paddy Payne, Michelle Payne, Stevie and Jamie are the champions tonight.
Well done, Jamie. That was poetry in motion.
Oh, thanks, Don. I didn't quite feel like poetry in motion, but this horse done a great job. He was the one I was probably a little bit worried about. When we trained in here the other day, he was great, and he was really good today and really good under pressure. That's probably why he won in town, this horse. There's a lot of race horses, not many of them win in town, and he won at Moonee Valley and was second at Flemington, and apparently should have won another race at Flemington. But yeah, he's a trier and he's a winner, and yeah, he done a great job tonight.
Well done, Jamie. That was excellent.
Oh, thanks, Don. Thanks a lot.
So a fantastic win to Team Kermond Payne, and also a very special night for Hayden Parker, who got to meet his idol, Jamie Kermond.
Oh, I've had an assignment done on me. What year?
7.
Year 7. So just checking it out. It's pretty good.
In return, Jamie had a couple of tips for Hayden.
We like to just get out there and try and win.
Hey,
Try to do all your preparation at home, get all your ducks in a row, then you get to the show and it sort of doesn't matter what you look like anymore, you just go out there and try and get the result.
Needless to say, Jamie was blown away.
That's pretty cool.
All he wants to do is go to the World Cup and go to the Olympics like Jamie. And then that's what he says, like, he'll do his homework and he's going, how's this relevant to show jumping, Mum? Well, everything's have come back to horses, so he loves it. So that's really nice, thank you.
That's very cool.
Thank you for that.
Well, there you go. A true inspiration is Jamie Kermond. A big night for him. And after the break, that story continues. Hayden Parker is now the proud owner of Team Kermond Payne's jump-off winning horse, Raposo.
Hayden rides him pretty much 2 or 3 times a week.
Vicky Roycroft has been with us for around 8 years now. We've been looking after her feed.
What do you guys think I should be feeding these ex-race horses? I mean, the response is what I normally...
Well, the easy response is a great extruded cube. It's a feed that's fully cooked, so it's very digestible. It's a very cool feed. There's great oil seeds, legumes, and a few grains in there as well.
And I've been very happy with it. It's good feed.
Today, Raposo is going to be competing in the Australian Jumping Championships at Bonio Park. His new owner, an aspiring show jumper, Hayden Parker, has high hopes for the Patrick Payne-trained off-the-tracker, having already taken him to a number of shows.
Colac show and Warrnambool show. Yeah, he went well, but just didn't place. Got around.
But with jumpers, it's one step at a time.
Just go clear and get him round.
Yeah, we're still at the just getting round stage. We're not trying to win any classes on him, especially down here against the competition down here. But yeah, it'd be good just to get him out and get him round clear. That'd be a good start, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Hayden Parker on Raposo, number 52.
Raposo's jumping in the 90cm Pearl Series today.
So they're forming a really good partnership now. Hayden rides him pretty much 2 or 3 times a week. And yeah, we've hit the 90 centimetres with him today. Hayden just loves this horse.
So Raposo's looking strong. Looks like Team Kermond Payne did a great job retraining this thoroughbred.
Jamie Kermond is his ultimate idol.
And then Jim.
And then Jim. He does his school book assignments. Anything to do with school is based on Jamie Kermond, and the only good grades he's ever got of the A's or the distinctions or high distinctions have been on Jamie Kermond.
I think he looks up to him and sees what Kermo's done in show jumping is what he can do. It's just nice for him to have such a passion for it, and he's taken rolling on and He's riding him here at the Australian Championships, and I think the horse looks fantastic and he's doing a good job.
Jamie Kermon's taken Hayden in under his wing and he checks in on him after his jump.
It's looking good. Is winter coat's nearly gone? How you been finding him, Hayden?
Yeah, he's a little bit hard to ride, but...
Jamie's also keen to catch up with his old mate, Raposo.
Watching the video, you're doing a nice job on him. Staying nice and relaxed and looks happy. He's just the kind of horse that he's probably not the most naturally gifted jumper. Like in the jump off series in the final, especially when it was under lights and all that, there's a lot for him to look at, and he was really good that night. But just like through his training when we had him, he probably wasn't as natural as the other horse or a lot of the horses in the series. But he's just got to keep doing the same thing. He's just got to keep going out and jumping around these meter tracks for a while until the horse gets the hang of it and gets a little more balanced. He'll sort of land, he'll be on the wrong leg, and he won't sort of just swap out and change straight away. It takes a bit longer for it to kind of go from his brain to his legs, but you know, he's doing a nice job. And he looks well, he's happy, healthy. So yeah, so just got to, it's probably worth maybe plugging her away for a little bit longer, just to see where he ends up. But at the end of the day, all the horses aren't going to be superstars, but he's already doing a nice job and done good things. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Certainly looks like Raposo has a bright future in his new career. The venue's also hosted some of the world's best instructors. George Morris and Vicky Roycroft run a show jumping clinic here each year. George, a New Yorker, has been a member of the United States Olympic team and is in very high demand as a show jumping coach all around the world.
I grew up in the States, and we might have started on polo ponies that weren't quite thoroughbreds, but that was always our goal, to get a thoroughbred. People say warm bloods are so much easier. Warm bloods are more phlegmatic. Why thoroughbreds are easier? They think forward.
George, he's in very high demand as a show jumping coach around the world and is considered show jumping royalty.
You can't acquire horsemanship quickly, and you can't buy it. Keep your inside leg closer and closer to the horse. Make circles and regulate the horse. Give and take with your hands. Each horse has his own jumping talent. You can't legislate that. Out there on the racetracks, there are lots of Olympic medal show jumpers, but we're never going to see them because they're at the racetrack. Start to the right, and you see right from the get-go, I get the horse, light her, keep your elbow close to your hip. Right now, it's more of a needle in a haystack for these thoroughbreds, and I think it would be great for the horse, great for the thoroughbreds that aren't super racehorses. There's a job for them. I think it is a positive program.
After the break, a new life for one of our jump-off thoroughbreds.
We've put a lot of time and effort in these horses, so, you know, for them to go somewhere where they're going to keep going with what they're doing, that's what we want to see.
Well, Horsepower was started and still owned today by a veterinarian, Dr. Mark Greathead. We probably punch above our weight a bit in the market. We don't try and be the biggest, but we do try and work very closely with our clients and come up with workable solutions for them. Basically, a lot of our stuff comes back to just old-fashioned horsemanship and animal husbandry, coupled with that latest science. And I think it's fair to say that Kerm's, you know, widely regarded as probably one of the most, if not the most naturally gifted rider in Australia at the moment. It just comes so easily to him.
During the Jump Off series, we uncovered some special thoroughbreds. As the only grey horse in the competition, Johny English, or Agent, was born to stand out. Pete McMahon and Agent went okay first time out at Elysian Fields and made the Jump Off final at Bonio. However, it just wasn't his night.
So Peter's going to have to...
Just got in a little bit deep to that double.
Agent's now found a new home as a show jumper with retrainer and competitive professional show jumping rider James Arkins.
James and Elliot ended up taking Agent from us and competing him, and he's gone to a professional stable now and ticking all the right boxes. So I'm just happy that he's gone to someone that he's got a good home and he gets treated well. So it's always good. We've put a lot of time and effort in these horses, so for them to go somewhere where they're going to keep going with what they're doing, it's always good. Especially the off-the-track thoroughbreds. Most of the horses here are all warm bloods now, but it's good to get the thoroughbreds back out there and doing these sorts of shows. So I think it's great for them.
James's partner Elliot's going to be competing on Agent today. So far, he's very impressed with the big grey thoroughbred.
All the training that Pete and Michelle have done, like he's a beautiful horse to ride. It's just the general greenness that you'd expect from a horse of his age that hasn't been in the show jumping scene all his life, really. So he's very correct in everything he does. It's just inexperience is a lot of what we need to work on. But he's very straightforward. He always says yes. He's never a no sort of horse. Yeah, and he always tries his hardest.
James Arkins and partner Elliot are continuing to retrain and compete Johny English at shows all around Australia to give him more experience as a show jumper.
He's such a sweet, easygoing horse. Like the first big show we took him to at Tamworth, that would have been his first kind of stay away kind of competition as such, where he's in a different environment, in a different stable, and he's just sweet. He doesn't care. He's like just cute. He's super talented. But I think he'll be a really good one for sort of a younger rider to produce as well, because he is so sweet and innocent. I think he'll be perfect for that.
James is also very impressed by Johny English.
It's pretty uncomplicated and it's easy to have at shows. You can see how quiet and relaxed he is, so he doesn't cause too many problems. He's sort of pretty easy to do everything with, so it makes our life easy and like his. Let's deal with him all the time. You ready?
Yeah, but I won't ride him to the ring with the rug on in case he bucks me off. We've done all the preparations, so all you can do is just hope it's all good on the day for him, really.
He'll be fine, just get on him. Don't be a pussy. Elliot gets a bit scared sometimes.
No, I just have this self-preservation switch that James fails to have. Right, I'm just going to call Peter and just ask him if he'll come and warm me up in the ring.
I'll call him.
Under the watchful eye of Pete McMahon and James, Elliot begins to warm Agent up.
James, would you just look at the distances for me on this next round, because there's only one more before me.
As you can see, he's quite an educated rider. Nice soft feel with his hands.
Don't give him too much of a rap.
No, I'm not.
He'll get a big head. Good.
For Pete McMahon, a warm-up is essential.
When somebody says, oh, they've got a cold back, that means, just be ready for anything. As in, they might have a bit of a pig root, a bit of a buck, a bit of a play, until their muscles are all relaxed.
Yeah, he feels good, so relaxed, he feels on the job.
Pete seems very happy to see that the work he started with Agent has continued.
With him being at James's and Elliot, you can see him a lot softer through the back now. He's not so tense. What the boys have been doing with him since the show, it's been really good work, and he's a lot looser through the back now, so that's what we want to see.
Maybe a little closer.
Yeah, one more, Elliot. Just get him a little bit more to the base.
Do you think a square one now? Have him a little more together in his body.
That'll do him. Just when you get out there, Elliot, don't sort of just lose contact with him. Just carry your hands and just keep a light feel, because
keep him together.
When you get out there, he's just going to have a bit of a look around, and then he'll get a rubber neck, okay?
Okay, so it was 1,
just super.
6 strides up to 2, 3, quite 5 down into 4, jump through. So we got to 5 that bigger vertical.
Yeah.
Cruise on inside to 6, inside 7, and then a big 5 to 8.
That's quite big. You want to catch that strong.
So I go 6 down to the double, then spin back to that grey oxer.
Inside. You haven't seen him since we've had him, have you?
No.
What do you think?
Super.
We're at the New South Wales Championships where Johny English, or Agent, is competing in the 1 metre class. Watching on is retrainer James Arkins and the man who discovered this thoroughbred and trained him in the jump-off series, Pete McMahon.
You know, with the time that we had with him, the 3 months, he's the horse that was just getting better and better, and then at the end of the show, it was like he was the most improved.
Yeah, and then he's had a bit of a break and we've just cruised around for a bit and then stepping back up.
Yeah.
I think the break's done him good.
I think so.
It's good.
Really good.
Ooh, Elliot. Jump that.
He's got a good technique through his front end, hey? Like through his shoulder.
He uses his back. That was good.
Yeah, super.
Just stay so calm and relaxed.
With 1 jump to go and only 4 penalties, it's been a good round.
Really good.
It's like he didn't read that fence so well over there. He was a little off over.
Yeah, but just coming through the turn and then looking straight down at the double and at the other stuff down there.
Spooky enough.
No, super.
That was good. He just didn't read that so well looking down the line.
Yeah, I think he was just having a little look, but he felt good.
He's a lot more open now and flowing, you know. He's like I said, he's a lot softer through his back. He's actually, you know, letting go behind and using his shoulder, where before he was sort of a little bit tense and tight, but now he's actually flowing and getting down the lines easy. So yeah, no, it's really, really good. Nice horse.
Yeah, we really like him. He's cool.
No, he felt good. He
looked good.
He just he jumped 1 and he jumped 1 a bit spooky, came up, jumped 2 good, came around the corner. I think I could have just had a bit more leg off the floor for him because he didn't quite know what I wanted from him because I think he was looking at a few things. And then after that, he felt careful and.
But as we said, that's why we had him in just a metre today. So a nice little warm up, let him see the ring, and then he'll be right for tomorrow.
And I'd rather it was a mistake like that. At least he wasn't going around tapping them all and feeling like Braille. At least it was a genuine, decent mistake because he is a careful horse. So.
And just with the work that you guys have done with him, you know, he's just found more scope. When I had him, he was sort of like a little ball and he was sort of just going on the spot, but now he's got plenty of reach, plenty of scope, and his jump, you know, his technique, he's really good up through his front end, through his shoulder.
He's pretty consistent now with his technique too. Like for a bit there, he, you know, wasn't always the same every fence, but he's getting much more consistent.
He knows his job now and he's starting to look for the fences. Even from the last show we just had him at Tamworth, like sometimes I'd land from a fence and then I think he thought he was done.
Well,
So and then now he's looking for them and he's like, right, you tell me when we're done.
Yeah.
I'm really pleased with him actually.
Well, looks like Johny English, or Agent, could have a very successful second career after racing.
Cool, thanks Pete.
Awesome, thanks Pete.
After the break, another great thoroughbred moment.
He's jumped 30 odd World Cups. Just get a good feeling I saved that horse's life.
And we take you for a fly-on-the-wall look inside Russell Johnston's riding clinic.
Keep thinking, bottom of the fence, soft to the inside elbow, land, stay straight.
The good part about thoroughbreds for me is their willingness. There's so many uses for thoroughbreds. They're, you know, you've only got to look at them in polo and polo cross. For us in eventing, they're perfect. But then show jumping, you know, you've only got to look at results. The jump off series was exciting to go to, was exciting to watch. Racing Victoria do a lot with off the track program, which means that a lot of trainers that basically get in contact with them. If you're after your next thoroughbred, make sure you get in touch with the off the track program via their website.
In finding a second career for the thoroughbred, it's not one size fits all, and we need to make sure that we can find the right career for the right thoroughbred. The great thing about Jump Off is it shows that we have an opportunity for horses of all abilities from the racetrack. So we've got superstars such as Lankan Rupee, and we've got those horses that are not household names. The key here is that our retrainers and those involved in this programme identify the best career for them. And some of the superstars will be good show jumpers, some of the less well-known horses will be great show jumpers.
One of the commentators from our Jump Off final at Bonio Park and the current Australian show jumping champion, Amber Fuller, features in an amazing thoroughbred story told by this passionate owner of show jumping horses, Des Russell.
So I've had a lot of respect for thoroughbreds over the years. They're very, very good horses. I was walking past a pen of horses. There was 36 horses in this pen, and this little chestnut and me locked eyes for 4 seconds. Insignificant, plain little horse, but I want him. He says, Irish, whatever I paid for him, you've got him. He looked in his book, $210. There's your money, thank you. I took him home. He was chestnut, 16 hands, plain looking, but as it turned out, he had raced at Sandown on Wednesday. He must have run last, but I took him home, out jumping him at the weekend. He thought he was still racing, but he could really jump. I registered him in memory of Ireland, where I was brought up. I called him Emerald Green, and Susie come up to me. She says, Des, I love that horse. He's got a great jump. Well, I said, Susie, you're the right person, because he's going to need at least 3 years' work before he settles down. And I thought I'd give him to her for 210, but she says, no, you didn't, Des. You charged me 400. Well, because it was part of my living. She spent the time on him. George Sana came down from Sydney and gave her 26,000 for him. 7 years later, I walked into the show, and the attractivest girl I've ever seen maybe in my life come up to me, and she says, is your nickname Irish? I said, yes. Can I give you a hug? Yes. You could give me a hug. I never got as good a hug from a lady. Is the story true that you saved his life out of a pen of killers? Yes, every word's true. She says, well, I own him. I bought him. George Sana bought him for me of Susie Moffat, yes. And she said, you're not going to believe this. He's jumped 30-odd World Cups.
I was very, very lucky to own him. He took me all the way through to Grand Prix classes. And it was a bit of a fairy tale, actually. Pony Club kid gets a nice thoroughbred off the track and goes all the way in the sport with it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. He wasn't planning on buying a horse that day, but the horse picked him and he took it home and became a really nice horse.
I just get a good feeling I saved that horse's life.
What an extraordinary story. Now, another amazing show jumper from our Jump Off series is Olympian Russell Johnston. Most riders take bikes to the shows, handy for getting around.
It's quicker than walking. I picked that habit up in Holland. Never used the push bikes, and we got over there, we use the push bikes all the time, and I thought, good idea. I'll start using the bikes when I get over.
With the mechanics taken care of, it's time to shoe the horses. Shoes on, the real work begins.
We'll jump him over a couple of bigger fences today and just get a bit of a gauge of where he's at, how he's going, a bit of fitness work for him. See how we go.
After a long morning of training, only then does Russell stop for a tea break.
Oh, look at this. This is one of the best parts of the day. Smoko.
Don't get too relaxed, Russell. A client's arrived for a lesson.
One of those nice lessons, you know, it's a woman who's been a professional lady and she actually never even thought she'd own a horse. And now she's owning a horse and got on an adjustment property. And okay, it's not a high-flying lesson from a competitor point of view, but it's really a client who you're helping to enjoy their horse and do it safely, especially with older clients. You know, you just got to keep it in perspective, and just seeing somebody turn up with a bit of an issue and a bit insecure and head home feeling confident. That makes my day.
This is such a good exercise. They all benefit this. I don't care what level they're at. In fact, these days, when I first start with the youngsters, before I even lunge them, I do this sort of work just to get them understanding and learning to move away from the pressure, which is not a natural instinct for a horse anyway. There's a really sound philosophy that we should never ride without a motivator. Now, when she stops, then I'll stop. Good. Because when you get to that point, you're out riding and they go, oh, I don't want to go past there, what are you going to do? And if you get to a point like that, then I straight away go into my little circle and leg yield and I say, hey, have you forgotten to step off my leg? Have you forgotten to listen to me and that I'm actually the leader in this partnership? And you do a few little circles and then you represent and try and walk past it, and it changes their attitude. It's like, oh yeah, sorry, you are the one that calls the shots. Yeah? Good. All right, now trot her on again. Good. Stay on the circle. Keep looking ahead. Good. Open your hand as you turn. Outside rein down a little, inside. Good. If she doesn't canter, you can give it a little kick with the outside leg, yeah? Not with the inside. Half school again. Good, Ingrid. So keep the feel. Inside leg ask, outside leg little kick. Allow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back to the trot and do that again. Nice canter. So that's what I would call a sweet spot, yeah? Yeah. And the jump was just a part of the canter. She didn't have to reach for the fence. She didn't have to shorten. Keep going. Straight. Bottom of the fence. We keep wanting to do this. Yeah? You need to do that. Yeah? Land outside rein. Keep the feel. Stay straight. 1, 2 strides, then turn. Canter is really good.
What a master. After the break, we'll find out where Russell's show jumper from Jump Off, Bolivar or Benny, has ended up in his second career.
The horse is going really well since he's come back from Russell's. It's been invaluable, the experience he gained down there.
We are absolutely delighted to be part of this exciting new TV series, Jump Off. I spent my childhood on ponies. Getting to work with a company like Horseware was a great opportunity to combine a passion for horses and their welfare, along with having a 9-to-5 job that allowed me to keep competing at weekends. We are predominantly online at the moment within Australia, because that's actually the easiest way to reach a wider part of the market. We are available in a certain number of retail shops, and you'll also find us at many of the big events around Australia.
One of our Jump Off horses, Bolivar, trained by Russell Johnston, has gone from Jump Off TV series back to his owner, John Ivell. He's moved on to the very popular equestrian discipline of hacking.
The horse is going really well since he's come back from Russell's. It's been invaluable, the experience he gained down there for Grace to taking to the shows. And he's been doing a bit of jumping. We've been doing some training with a local trainer, and he's going really well. And he's not that far away from him getting to some jump club stuff. So
Class 4
looking forward to that.
John's daughter Grace is riding him, as well as Daniel, who's a seasoned show rider.
Judge will stand out there and we trot around them, and then they pick their top 3, and then we'll do a workout, and then they place their finalists. He's pretty good, really. We've taken him to some pretty sharp shows. Took him up to Swan Hill, Wangaratta, that are normally quite hot shows, and he's been really, really good.
With earnings of just $950 as a racehorse, Bolivar or Benny made the final of Jump Off, where Russell and Bolivar didn't have the best of nights.
Oh, wasn't what I was looking for. Wasn't what I was looking for. I think I just took just a tad of a little bit of a hold to keep him off that first fence a little, and he was a bit nervous, got a bit uptight, and just sort of panicked and threw his head. And I got a smack in the mouth, which is not the first time I've had that, but just a novice thing.
The first jump was an issue, but according to Russell and John Ivell, he's got a great jump.
Then he really started to jump pretty nice. So I was a bit disappointed to have the last fence down. Usually there's next week, but don't think we're going to get this prize money next week.
Today at the Aroa show, Bolivar's entered in quite a few hack classes. But the big one his owners are chasing is the off-the-track qualifying class, where the winner heads to the OTT final.
He took out the champion at Swan Hill in the open hack, and he's picked up about, I think this is 4 qualies, So if she wants to do some royal shows, she needs a couple more on him to compete. So, but our main aim was Vasa to try and get him an off-the-track qualification, which he has to win. I'm hoping to give him a spell after today, so it could be do or die today. Because he's just had enough now, like you can't ask too much of them.
Bolivar's being warmed up by show rider Daniel for his first class.
What, are you going to bunk him on? Come on, let's see you.
Yeah. Mate, you won't be able to lift me. I'm like 200 kilos.
You hold the horse. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
In these hack class events, the horses and riders all get to display their skills to a keen-eyed judge. After the class, the judge will call each rider in to a placing order, with the winner being called in first.
I'm looking for the horse to be in what we call self-carriage. I'm looking for the horse not to be heavy down in front or not engaging the hindquarters. I'm looking for the rider with the aids I can't see, so it should not be obvious to me that the rider is asking of what the rider is asking of the horse, and then we get the collection, the ultimate phase, and we look for the horse to be responsive to the rider's aids and instructions at all times.
Grace, who's also competing in a class on her small pony, is lucky having her family and Daniel preparing Benny or Bolivar.
Can't get any more pampered than they are in this thing, because it's really a beauty parade. We bred him. He's got a pretty good story actually. He was an orphan foal. His mother died when he was 2.5 months old. He actually was reared by a pretty good show jumper, a horse called Cruz that Gavin Chester and David Dobson had. He was a World Cup horse. Cruz virtually reared the horse from a very young age, and maybe imparted a bit of jumping ability into it too.
Bolivar's going to be a busy boy. No ribbon for Grace, but she's straight on to the next pony.
All right, so straight on one onto the other.
Newcomer hunter pony. So this is her pony. She broke this pony in, and this is her little bit of pocket money. So she'll hopefully sell him in the next few months once she's got to ironed out a few more wrinkles. I told you. 142.
Daniel, meanwhile, takes Bolivar into ring 3 for an open class.
He's got a good canter, but he really swings across the ground at the trot. He's got a lovely way going. He's quite elegant, he's quite soft across the ground.
Sadly, no ribbon there.
Yeah, it was good. Got a little bit fresh through the change. Probably needed a bit more of a warm up, but that's all right.
The big event is the off-the-track class. And there's quite a few ex-racehorses all keen to win a sash. Judge Glenda doesn't waste any time. All straight into circle work while Glenda watches intently. It seems Bolivar has some stiff opposition.
There's that big canter that Russell's so happy about. Here he goes, not too bad. The one in front of him is going a bit slower, so he's got to keep himself in the right position.
Well, he hasn't been called in first or second, but he places a credible third.
All right, well, we're going to get a ribbon. Called in third.
Wow, how gorgeous. Well, congratulations, everyone. You've done a magnificent job with them. They are looking fabulous, and what a grand life they're having after the track.
The winner's happy and comes from an off-the-track home.
We are some of the Racing Victoria registered retrainers. Myself and my daughter Sammy and my other daughter Sarah. Yeah, we love our thoroughbreds. Good boy.
Bolivar may come back as a jumper, and John's got high hopes for him.
Of what I saw down there that night, I think he probably has the best jump in him. He's probably one of the harder ones to ride, though. He's got that big canter, and he's only just in the mouth. I must have done a very good job when I broke him in.
His last event is the open hack class. He settles down nicely, and guess what? A blue ribbon.
Got a lot more settle that time, so that's good. That was his open hack class, so that's judged on his type and quality as well. But it's not just thoroughbreds; it's all breeds in together. So he's was really good.
So he's eligible for the championship now, so he can against all the 3 winners of the 3 different classes. So big show.
I think we'll see a lot more of Bolivar in his new career.
Ears forward, Johnny.
He's certainly getting well looked after. It's great to see Bolivar or Benny so happy in life after racing. Next time, our riders and trainers relive their jump-off journey. We'll catch up with all our jump-off riders at the Aussie Championships and look back at the jump-off series that got the equestrian and racing world talking.
Reynolds 7 stayed up. Oh, 8.
I can feel the adrenaline pumping out of this man here.
Oh, look, it was a flawless effort there. He's pretty capable.
He looked to be loving it. Have to watch and see what the rest of the horses do now.
Yeah, what a fantastic exhibition of show jumping. Well done, Vicky.
He's a real dude, this horse. He coped very well.
Raposo was outstanding. Team Payne, Paddy Payne, Michelle Payne, Stevie and Jamie are the champions tonight.
Behind every great man, there's a massive team that makes him look really good.